Hello everyone and welcome on Campus Channel. Today the PONTS ParisTech Fox Business School EMBA is on Campus Channel for you. Alan Rosen and Eric Usero, hi.
Hello.
Whether you are an internet follower, a future candidate, or you're just curious about this program, it is now time to ask your questions and participate in this privileged moment with PONTS ParisTech and Fox Business School. Alan Rosen, Assistant Dean of ENPC School of International Management, and Eric Usero, ENPC Fox EMBA participant, will answer all your questions frankly. Feel free to ask any question. You can ask your questions under the video, react with your network or participants, invite friends or colleagues through the social network links on the right of the video. Finally, in today's welcome box, you can download all the resources prepared for you by the EMBA. For the first questions, I'd like to ask you both. You are in France the only school of engineering to offer an EMBA. Don't you feel like alone?
Sometimes, yes. But obviously, just like everyone, every school, we're looking for a point of differentiation. And to have a link to one of the grandes écoles, the École Nationale de Pont et Chaussée, the ENPC, is a privilege. I don't know if everybody knows this, but it's the oldest civil engineering school on the planet. So 1747, and created by Louis XV. And so having that kind of academic excellence and the ability to link to that is quite special.
So you feel yourself as special?
Personally, and the school, I think it is a special link, and that's why usually we have about 30% engineers who are following our executive MBA, which may be a bit higher than other executive MBAs.
So, as not a business school, what can you bring normally to the program that all the business schools normally bring to an EMBA?
Yeah. Well, the link with the engineering school, and we have a double link. We have a link to the ENPC Engineering School and a link to the Fox School of Business in the United States. And especially the engineering school has this tradition of small classroom sizes. And so we limit our cohorts to 50 people. So we don't have the bigger...
50 is small for you?
50 is smaller than our competitors.
It's there are EMBAs which allow 25 students only?
There's some that go up to 80. And so we usually have somewhere between 25 and 40.
So 50 is for you the right number?
50 is the top limit.
And how did you feel about being 50 in the...
So we're not 50 in my cohort. We're I think 25, 26.
So a smaller group.
Yeah, it's small. It's intimate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it helps sharing.
Yeah. Well, we try to, as we say, we restrict the maximum size, and the idea is that this smaller size allows for an exchange with the professors. Allows peer-to-peer learning. Once again, a link back to the ENPC. It started as a school that only had peer-to-peer learning. There was no professors, so you learned only from other students. And so I think that's a big part of the EMBA program today, is this link and the teaching on peer-to-peer. Do you recruit only engineers? Definitely not. As I mentioned earlier, we have about 30% engineers, generally in our cohorts. About 35–40% women, and the rest male. And the other 70% is usually consultants and just from people from general areas of business and liberal arts. And so definitely not just engineers, but we always try to have this link to the engineering world, and we have former ENPC.
So it's just a link, it's not the base of your programs to have?
No, it's just a link. We are the School of International Management of the ENPC, and so it's a separate school, and it's an English-only school, whereas the ENPC is more French-based.
Okay, and why did you choose that and not having just engineers, or maybe a majority of engineers?
Well, the initial school was founded by Celia Russo in 1987, a woman in France, and basically she was in a French-speaking school, male-dominated engineers, and she said it's now the time to do an international MBA in English only in the center of Paris. And that's when she wanted to go outside of France and mostly recruit an international student body. And ever since, that's been the tradition.
So you have a touch of engineers in your groups, but you're not completely different from other MBAs.
No. All MBAs have a
Well,
base.
30% of engineers is
yeah.
big, right?
Yeah, I don't know the exact statistics for other schools. For us, it's something that we usually have is the engineers, either civil engineers, IT engineers. I think Eric is
computer engineer, software engineer. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe you can tell us about the other participants, but
yeah, I mean the school has in my cohort we have statisticians, salespeople, we have consultants. I mean it's a broad mix, but I do feel like the school has a sort of an engineering focus. You know, our dean is trained as an engineer, so that I think you feel that in the coursework and in the structure of the classes.
The next question is, who are you looking for? The ideal candidate comes from a wide range of backgrounds. The main thing for the executive MBA is a minimum of 5 years of professional experience. And after that, the type of experience can be very mixed. We have some people who already have advanced management, some people who have just middle management, and some people have very little management experience per se.
And top management?
We have all three levels usually,
okay.
from even people who are running their own companies down to people who are just now getting into management and are looking to take it to the next level. So if they're starting out in management, they want to go to middle management. Others who are middle management looking to move up into a more top level management position. So
it's not complex to have like all those type of managers within a group of 25, because like 25 is small, so.
Yeah, it's. I think maybe Eric will give us some feedback on that too. That's what enriches the experience. Each participant comes in with their own special experience from their own sector, and they bring in both their management challenges that they faced specific to their industry, and that mixing and matching is actually quite interesting.
And you talked about the experience, and geographically.
Geographically, it's we have something we should probably mention is we have a very special format, which with our executive MBA is only 1 weekend per month from Friday through Sunday, and because we have this special format of 1 weekend per month, people fly in basically to do our executive MBA from around the world. We have now participants coming in from Dubai, from Ukraine, from Germany, Spain, Italy.
Now, meaning like
in my course, we have people.
But before.
Yeah, it's always been the case. It's because of this special format. People can fly. You know, EasyJet flight today is quite cheap, and you come from Morocco or from Belgium, and it's an hour flight, 2 hour flight, and so we've had this tradition of having a very international executive MBA cohort, a lot less France and French based than maybe our competitors.
Okay, so do you have like proportions maybe?
Proportions, I'd say 80% are non-French.
Okay, so it's
in my cohort, we have 25 people, and there's 12 different nationalities represented. So it's quite a mix.
And how did you feel having like foreigners? Did it help?
I mean, that was part of what attracted me to the program. Is that
why?
Well, there were two things. Part of the reason that I wanted to pursue this MBA was the name of the school, the École, the PONTS, but also so to have a French degree, that was important to me. But I didn't want a 100% French school. I didn't want a 100% French experience, and that's one of the real benefits of ENPC is that you have people from all over, and you're interacting with people from different cultures, different countries, different languages.
You felt about the other cultures within the program.
I'm sorry?
You felt about the others' culture within the program, like people coming from Asia. How can it bring you something?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, in a global world, I think it's crucial. In my 10 years of professional experience, I've been working in teams with engineers in India, with French, with people from China, with people from all over, and I think to pursue an MBA where you're going to be in an environment with exclusively French people or exclusively American people, any sort of single-focused group like that, you're not getting the experience that you're going to see reflected in your professional career. So
maybe a specific Asian example. Recently, we had one Japanese participant come up to do a presentation, and the first thing she said was that she was a bit nervous because presentations in front of people are not part of her culture. And that was kind of, before she got going, everybody took like a culturable side, and it was an interesting interaction even before she started to speak.
Okay, so there's a question. Eric, what is your background? Why this MBA? So my background, as I mentioned earlier, is in computer science. I have an undergraduate degree in computer science from Stanford in California. And I chose this MBA, as I've sort of hinted at, is for the French exposure. My father is French and my mother is American, and my wife and I and my child live here in Paris. And we just arrived here, and I thought doing an MBA would be a good investment in my career in terms of the French labor market, in terms of finding a job here and networking. So that was part of the reason for the EMBA. Other reasons that I chose, well, I chose the